Well. Hello, everyone, and I'm back with another video. You know, um, so as you see by the title and all of that, I want to talk about cult and legalism. You know, because it's funny that when people are awakened to the truth, people like to throw these words at you. Oh, you're in the cult. You're legalist. You're this. You're that. Right. And and uh I do know that cults exist and all of that, and we're gonna talk about all that. So I got notes, I got scriptures and stuff like that. So I'm gonna be reading scriptures. So you see me looking down to the side. That's what I'm doing. But so we're gonna define these words. So I'm gonna break this video or this live down. Break this live down into two main talking points, right? And we're gonna start off talking about legalistic, right? Legalistic. Define legalism. Define legalistic. Okay, so got like I got some definitions I found. I got the Webster dictionary and some other uh, definitions of legalistic. So I'm gonna read them all to you. So legalistic. The follow the law very closely, especially by paying more attention to rules and details than to the intentions behind them. This another definition: strict, literal, or excessive conformity to the law or to a religious or moral code. A legalistic Christian is someone who believes that salvation and spiritual growth are achieved by following a strict set of rules and regulations. Okay, so now let me read to you. I'm gonna read the commandments to you. Right? We gonna break this down. Okay, and FYI, I'm not a teacher. I'm not here to teach anyone or nothing. I have to make this disclaimer. I'm no teacher. When I do my lives, I'm here to share my story, share my journey, and all of this. You know what I mean? And hopefully, while I'm sharing my story, it would like help people to do research. Ask questions, really study harder. You know what I mean? Inspire. That's what I want to inspire people to do for change, for growth. You know what I mean? So I'm never trying to teach. That's not my job. I'm no teacher. Besides, I'm a woman. I can't teach men. You know what I'm saying? But I can share my story. I can share my testimony. I can share. You know what I mean? So let's start. Let's make that disclaimer. And also, I've been on the other side. I used to be the one that's in the truth. I used to be sucked into that strong delusion. You know what I mean? For a very long time. Even though my mom raised me to always have a mind of your own and don't just follow anybody. Okay. So even with me in the truth, I have my own mind. I still have my own mind. I don't just let anybody tell me shalom, 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 Maurice. How you doing? I don't let anybody just tell me anything. You know what I mean? I don't. Even in the truth, you can't just tell me anything and I'm going to believe it. You know what I mean? I still study to show myself approved. So I want people to know that that's what I'm still that person. Like just because I'm in the truth, I'm not following after no man and everything that man say is go. No, absolutely not. Again, I have a mind of my own, right? So anyway, I'm gonna read to you. We're gonna read the commandments, right? Some people believe that the Old Testament been done away with, right? So we're gonna read these commandments. I'm reading Exodus chapter 20, verses 2 through 17, I believe. Yeah. Okay. And I'm making a point here when I you guys will see what I'm heading to. Okay. So when it says Lord and God and all that, I don't say Lord and God anymore because those are titles, and Lord refers to Baal. Again, if you look up the history and all that stuff, you'll know that. But anyway, I am Yahweh thy Elohim, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, Yahweh thy Elohim, am a jealous Elohim, visiting the iniquities of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of Yahweh thy Elohim in vain, for Yahweh will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of Yahweh thy Elohim. In it thou shalt not do any work, nor thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservants, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days Yahweh made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that is in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore Yahweh blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which Yahweh thy Elohim giveth thee. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. Right? So I went back to the covenant, like other people that has been awakened. We went back. We returned back to the covenant. We realized that we've been lied to about everything. You know what I'm saying? The Most High opened our eyes, started showing us stuff, you know, and we realized, like, wait a minute, you know, and a lot of us had questions that no pastor could ever answer. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us had kind of like got the same story, you know. And then there's some that was just blessed to be born into the truth and been knowing the truth. You know what I mean? That's a blessing too. But for the ones that was in the strong delusion, and we realized, like, wait a minute, you know, for me, like I said in videos before, it was a gradual, yes, lied to about. Come on, Maurice, let them know. Yes, lied to. We've been lied to about everything. When I say everything, I don't think you guys understand how bad the delusion is. The Most High said I was in a strong delusion. Like, the delusion is so strong. We've literally been lied to about everything. They didn't change history, whitewashed it, did all kind of stuff. They don't want us. They don't want us to know who we are. They call us black people. We're not black. You know what I'm saying? Again, black is a color. We're the true biblical Israelites of the Bible. And why do they want to hide that? Like, do you guys not really sit back and think about stuff like, why, why? Because that my thing was, why are we hated so much? Those were the questions I started to have a year ago. Not even no last year, maybe like 2 years, right? I started asking my mom, like, Mom, why do they hate? You know, at the time I'm calling him Jesus and God and Lord and all that stuff, and I'm professing Christianity. I'm, into that and calling myself black. I don't even like that word anymore. I don't like calling us black, and I don't like calling them white, because you know the definitions and all that. Europeans and Israelite. That's what I am. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I would ask my mom, like, why are we hated so much? You know? And I could never put the Bible, I could never see or attach the Bible to what, or how can I say it? How I'm trying to say this. I could never see, like, wait a minute, the reason why we're going through this because of the curses in the Bible. Yeah. I never put two and two together, because how we was taught, like, we was taught that we were the Gentiles, and basically that Israel, the Christian church, had replaced Israel. In other words, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what we was taught. So Anyway, back to the legalistic things. I got a lot to say on this. I got a lot to say, but hopefully I don't want this video to be too long. But I have a lot to say. But anyway, so I'm gonna read laws and commandments, right? So people want to say, "Oh, you're legalistic because you worship the this an example. You worship the Sabbath, you do the Sabbath and all that stuff." And so I went back to that. I'm called I'm called I'm called legalistic because I choose to follow the Bible how it says to follow it. Like, does that even make any sense? Like, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, I digress. So I'm gonna read the verses, laws and commandments. This is what the word says about laws and commandments, right? So I got my scriptures here. I'm gonna read them, and then I'm gonna read verses about works, right? So anyway, think not. Listen to this, y'all people that want to say we legalistic and all this. Think not that I come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled. Matthew 5:17 through 18. For whosoever shall keep the whole law and yet offend in one point, he is guilty of all. For he that said, do not commit adultery, said also, do not kill. Now, if thou commit no adultery, yet if thou kill, thou art become a transgressor of the law. James 2:10 through 11. And it is easier for heaven and earth to pass than one tittle of the law to fail. Luke 16:17. If you love me, keep my commandments. That's just plain as day. He he that hath my commandments and keepeth them, he it is that loveth me, and he that loveth me shall be loved of my Father, and I will love him and will manifest myself to him. John 14:21. Yahweh answered and said unto him, if a man love me, he will keep my words, and my Father will love him, and we will come unto him and make our abode with him. He that loveth me not keepeth not my sayings, and the word which ye hear is not mine, but the Father's which sent me. John 14:23-24. If ye keep my commandments, ye shall abide in my love, even as I have kept my Father's commandments and abide in his love. John 15:10. And hereby we do know that we know him if we keep his commandments. He that saith, I know him, and keepeth not his commandments, he is a liar, and the truth is not in him. But whosoever keepeth his word in him, verily, verily is the love of Yah perfected. Hereby know we that we are in him. 1 John 2:3-5. By this we know that we love the children of Yah, when we love Yah and keep his commandments. For this is the love of Yah, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. 1 John 5:2-3. And whatsoever we ask, we receive of him, because we keep his commandments and do the things that are pleasing in his sight. And this is commandment, that we should believe on the name of his Son, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, and love one another as he gave us commandment. And he that keepeth his commandments dwelleth in him, and he in him. And hereby we know that he abideth in us by the Spirit which he hath given us. 1 John 3:22-24. Owe no man anything but to love one another, for he that loveth one another hath fulfilled the law. For this, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness, thou shalt not covet. And if there be any other commandment, it is briefly comprehended in this saying, namely, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Romans 13:8-9. I'm gonna read I'm gonna read works. I only got 4 verses of works. So I'm gonna read Titus 1:16. That one says, they profess that they know Yah, but in works they deny him, being abominable and disobedient, and unto every good reprobate. That's Titus 1:16. What doth it profit, my brethren, though a man say he hath faith and have not works? Can faith save him? If a brother or sister be naked and destitute of daily food, and one of you say unto them, depart in peace, be ye warmed and filled, notwithstanding ye give them not those things which are needful to the body, what doth it profit? Even so faith, it if it hath not works, is dead, being alone. Yet a man may say, Thou hast faith, I have works. Show me thy faith without thy works, and I will show thee my faith by my works. Thou believest that there is one Yah, thou dost well. The devils also believe and tremble. But wilt thou know, O vain man, that faith without works is dead? Was not Abraham our father justified by works when he had offered Isaac his son upon the altar? Seest thou have seest thou how faith wrought with his works, and by works was faith made perfect? And the scripture was fulfilled with which saith, Abraham believed Yah, and it was imputed unto him for righteousness, and he was called the friend of Yah. Ye see then how that by works a man is justified, and not by faith only. Likewise also was not Rahab the harlot justified by works when she had received the messengers and had sent them out another way? For as the body without the spirit is dead, so faith without works is dead also. James 2:14 through 26. And I saw my bad. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before Yah, and the books were open, and another book was open, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books according to their works. And the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and death and all hell delivered up the dead which were in them, and they were judged every man according to their works. Revelations 20:12 through 13. So I start off with the commandments. Then I read about the laws and commandments, so you can know what commandments he's talking about. You know what I mean? Then we talk about works, because people are quick to say, "Oh, you're legalistic." You know. So is it fair to say that the people in the Bible were legalistic? If you want to throw that word around, because they did works. You know what I mean? Like, Christianity has made people. I have a childhood friend that called me legalistic because I keep the. Listen, I have a childhood friend. Mari said I have a childhood friend that called me legalistic because I keep the law. I try and tell him Yahusha is the law. Everything in the law is about our Messiah, but he's stuck in religion that grip on people is real. I think the Most High I see, because everyone I see. Wait, I think that group of people is real. I think the Most High I see because everyone around me hold on to them lies tight. Man, facts. Facts. You ain't lying, man, because it's like we are supposed to, like, what is the Bible for? You know? Like, we have to do something to show the Bible. He said clearly, if you love me, keep my commandments. You have to do something. You know what I mean? Christianity has made people lazy. Christianity just tell you all you need is faith. All you need is faith, and one day you're gonna be raptured away. You ain't gotta do nothing but just believe. You know what I'm saying? But when you turn back to the covenant, no, you gotta do something. You know what I mean? Like, you have to obey the commandments. The only law that's been done away with, or you could say replaced, whatever. But if you want to say done away with, is the law of animal sacrifice, right? We ain't got to do that no more, because Yahweh Shai came. He was the perfect lamb. He was without spot or blemish. He came down. He was a perfect example of being obedient to the Father, right? So when he died, when he was hung on a tree, I got to keep myself from stop saying died on the cross, because he wasn't on the cross. When he was hung on a tree, that right there, we no longer had to do the law of animal sacrifice. So that's the only thing that's been done away with. You know what I mean? So I'm legalistic for when I worship the Sabbath. The Sabbath is Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. That's the Sabbath, right? So on during that time, I don't work. I don't do no housework. I'm not cooking. I'm not cleaning. I'm not washing clothes. All I'm doing is studying the word, resting, just relaxing and really taking advantage of that day, right? And they call me legalistic because I do that. I wear my fringes. You know what I'm saying? Well, you can't see my shirt. I got fringes on my shirt. You know what I mean? Like, because for a while, I wasn't wearing my fringes like I should have been. You know what I mean? I was getting, working on doing that. But now I'm like, now I feel good, stepping and repping my fringes, you know what I mean? Because that's part of the commandments. Like we are to be set apart, you know? But it's like people, the world want to shun you, and religion, and it's safe to say that religion is a part of the world. It is. You know, they want to shun you uh when you properly obey the Bible. You know what I mean? Like, so if I just go back to Sunday worship, which is the wrong day of worship, by the way, go back to Sunday worship. I'm buying and selling on Sunday. I'm not even keeping. If they want to say, okay, the Sabbath was changed from Saturday to Sunday, you still not even keeping the Sabbath probably because you still buying and selling. You doing whatever you want to do, your own pleasures and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, why aren't we why aren't we taking the Bible seriously? You know what I mean? Like, Christians, why aren't you guys taking the Bible seriously? You know what I mean? Why? Because you guys been taught lies about the Bible. The colonizers took our stuff, you know, and just basically just took our stuff and taught us our stuff and taught us wrong. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, uh, but the Bible does speak about obedience. Obedience is His love language. Obey in spirit and in truth. Hallelujah. Exactly. You have to obey spiritually and in truth. You have to obey. It's about obedience, man. The relationship with the Father and the Son is about we have to be obedient. You know what I mean? And for a long time, when you are involved in Christianity, you're not being obedient to the Father like most people think that they are. You know, they're not. You know, but since we on the legal, because I'm about to get to the code. I got the my notes for the code, man. We I'm about to rib. Listen, first of all, I'm not a mean person. If you know me personally, people that know me personally, I'm not a mean person. I don't like to hurt people's feelings. I think I said this in my last live. I'm not on here to hurt people's feelings. I'm not none of that. Again, I was on that side to where I was believing the lies and doing all the stuff that I should have been doing. Worshiping, I mean not worshiping, but celebrating Christmas, Thanksgiving, and pagan Easter and all that. You know what I'm saying? I never was really into Halloween because I just never was. But all the other holidays, which is just as worse as Halloween, I was involved in. So right. So when I talk about this stuff, I'm not here to bash anyone or cast judgment onto anybody because we all fall short. You know what I'm saying? Even with me in this truth, I still fall short. You know what I mean? I still gotta repent. I still gotta fall on my face and cry before the Most High to forgive me. You know what I mean? Like, so please don't take uh what I'm saying as I'm trying to bash people. You know, because people get ultra sensitive when you talk about the truth. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes certain things have to be said for what it is. You can't sugarcoat it. You can't try to dumb it down. You know what I mean? Especially when you realize you've been lied to about everything. It's like, man, like you can't sugarcoat nothing now. Like the fact that I want to be out here planting seeds. You know, let the Most High give the increase. I want to plant the seed, and hopefully one day the light bulb will come on before it's too late. You know, and you will realize like, wait a minute, because one day, whether you believe it right now or not, one day you're gonna find out that what we've been saying is the truth, whether it's too late or whether it's not. The whole world's gonna know, you know. But anyway, but the Bible does speak about the kind of works not to do, right? So we are to do works. So what I read the scriptures of works uh to do, right? But there's also works not to do. I don't even say this one, but hold on. I'm gonna read to you Matthew 23 verses Matthew chapter 23 verses 2 through 7. I'm gonna read that. Saying, the scribes and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat. Well, I should just read. I'm just gonna read 1 through 7. Then spake Yahweh to the multitude and his disciples, saying, the scribes and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat. All therefore, whatsoever they bid you observe, that observe and do. But do not ye after their works, for they say and do not. For they bind heavy burdens and grievous to be borne, and lay them on men's shoulders, but they themselves will not move them with one of their fingers. For all their works they do for to be seen of men, they make broad their phylacteries and enlarge the borders of their garments, and love the uppermost rooms at feasts, and the chief seats in the synagogues, and greetings in the markets, and to be called of men, Rabbi, Rabbi. Right. So that's the works not to do. Right. To be seen and to be praised by men and all that. We ain't supposed to be doing those type of works. That's the words the Bible speaks against with the scribes and the Pharisees, how they got down. You know what I mean? So again, we are to do work. So if you want to call me legalistic, then go ahead. Be my guest. You ain't hurting my feelings. I'd rather be called legalistic by people, and I'd rather hear well done, my good and faithful servant by the Most High. I would choose that all day. Y'all can call me. Y'all can say I'm in a cult all day long. I don't care. Okay? Because just wait till I get there. Okay? Uh, It said, I put, why is it when you awaken to the truth and obey the commandments, you're legalist? Okay, I already just talked about that. Compare Sabbath. I already just did that. Yeah. Okay, so now, let's move on to the word cult. Now, I feel like people use those words, cult and legalism, to help them sleep better at night. To me, that's what it seemed like. You know what I'm saying? Because they so quick to bash you because they're not doing it. So they want to throw these words at you and I don't even really know what these words mean. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, there's people out here that's like for example, Jehovah Witness. They're doing works, right? Mormons, they're doing works, but it's not the right type of works. You feel me? Like, and a lot of those works that they have to do is burdensome onto them. You know what I'm saying? It's like they gotta meet some kind of quota. That's a work not to do. You know what I'm saying? The Bible say he don't put he it's not grievous. I just read that verse. What did it say? What verse was that? Is not grievous. Uh, I can't even find it. I'm trying to find it, but I can't even find it. But anyway, following his laws and commandments is not grievous. You know what I'm saying? And they would always say like, oh, it was impossible to follow the laws. 613 laws, it's impossible to follow. But oh boy, these people tell you anything if you let them. I don't. I got a mind of my own. Anyway, so now we're gonna talk about cult. What's a cult? Glad you asked. So I got definitions. I got the Western definition. I got a few definitions, right? So a relatively small group of people having religious beliefs or practices regarded by others strange or sinister. Another definition: a system of religious veneration and devotion directed toward a particular figure or object. Veneration means great respect, reverence. So a system of religious reverence, if you will, and devotion directed toward a particular figure or object. So basically, you put this person on the pedestal, basically, right? Respect or awe inspired by the dignity, wisdom, dedication, or talent of a person, right? Let's talk about that, right? Because truth be told, the whole world is in a cult, if you ask me, right? Because what is a cult? Essentially, a cult is mind control, right? They control the way you think and all that stuff. You suck into the media, the government. That's a cult. Like, the people that's so involved and in tune with the government and the media and all that stuff, you guys are controlled by them. So in reality, the whole world is in a cult. You know? Because when you're out and about, what people talk about. Most people talk about the headlines. You know what I'm saying? Or that if you sitting in the line at that bank or whatever, some people spark up a conversation about what the news is talking about, the headlines, right? The whole world see it as headlines, right? But the people in the truth see it as distractions, because that's what it is. It's not headlines. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole Diddy situation. That's a distraction. Uh, the whole buzz about Trump and Kamala. That's another distraction. You know what I'm saying? Like people just get so caught up into these distractions, man. They're not really paying attention. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, the Bible say blind leading the blind. And if they both be blind, where they falling? To a ditch. And most people is falling into that ditch because people are not thinking for themselves. People are not trying to get out this matrix, man. It's like a rat race. You know what I'm saying? This whole world is in a rat race. It's just on this, what you call it, the little hamster wheel. People just going in circles, going in circles, going in circles. They don't even know where they're going, but they're going in circles, And yes, there are quotes in the world, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to name some. So, Yahweh ben Yahweh, Jonestown, Jehovah Witness, Mormons, right? Those are cults, right? The cults that we know about, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, there are cults that do exist. And I want to talk about, specifically, I want to talk about Yahweh ben Yahweh, because people like to tie, I hate this word, black Hebrew Israelites to Yahweh ben Yahweh. A lot of people do, right? Because they feel like, yeah, cause I don't know if you guys ever heard about Yahweh ben Yahweh or know about, he was a cold piece of work. You know what I'm saying? Yes, he knew that we was the Israelites and all that stuff, but he started saying that he was the Messiah. He got people killed. They was killing people. You know what I'm saying? Just if you went against their program, then yeah, you had a target on your back, kind of thing. He was SAing his 12-year-old stepdaughter, and he was sleeping with the other men's wives. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was a cold piece of work. You know what I mean? And yes, he knew that we was the Israelites. You know what I mean? So some people try to tie that to Yahweh ben Yahweh, right? So, and no, and the thing about that is, I want to say this, the radical Israelites that be out there on the corners preaching hate and stuff like that, and they don't like, they don't want other nations with us and all that stuff. The Bible. Well, let me go back. What do cults have in common? Mind control. They control the way you think. You can't think for yourself. You're only able to abide by the doctrine or belief of said leader. You know what I'm saying? You can't go against that. You have to abide by their rules, right? And they will shun you, or even in some cases kill you, right? So it's a whole bunch of other cults out here that I didn't seen and stuff like that. And I didn't watch people that came out of cults, right? And a lot of people that came out of cults, like for example, Jehovah Witness. Like, I didn't seen a lot of videos or a lot of, people experiences about leaving Jehovah Witness, and how they basically became, some of them became agnostic, where once they believed, now they're like, man, I don't want nothing to do with none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it really messes up your mind, you know what I'm saying? Because you was, the way that you was controlled, like they don't even want you to look up outside sources. Just only read their sources. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's mind control, and all those have in common. And so religion is a subtle cult, because it have all these characteristics. Like, for example, my mom and me, but I never really asked a pastor, because it was like, for what? I can read this. I read the Bible, and I read the Bible for myself, and I see, like, wait a minute, what the pastor's saying and what I'm reading don't match. So I'm gonna discard what the pastor say, and I'm just gonna stick to the word. But my mom have confronted, uh, confront is the wrong word, but have asked pastors questions about the Bible. Like, for example, Christmas tree, right? Jeremiah chapter 10 talks about the Christmas tree, right? And my mom, had went to a pastor about that, And I remember one day he was like, "Oh, the silver and gold that be hanging from the Christmas tree was actually people." And I'm just like, like people hanging from a can't no person hang from a Christmas tree. That mug would topple over. You know what I'm saying? Like the trees that we was hanging from was poplar trees. Them mugs are strong and sturdy. They can you can hang a person from that kind of tree. But a Christmas tree, you know what I'm saying? But they wanted to be blind, you know what I'm saying? They could never answer the questions that people would have about the word because they want you to believe the way they teach you, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of Christian people put their pastor on a pedestal. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, if my pastor said this, so whatever they pastor say is gold. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I never been that person. Like, my mom taught me to think for yourself, have your own mind. And even in this truth, I don't just go with everything I hear, everything that, people say or I'm being taught. I don't go with every single thing. Cause again, I have a mind of my own and I read the Bible for myself. So if something don't match what I'm reading, I just reject it. It goes like this. And the word is coming out here. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, people gotta learn how to think for themselves. Have a mind of your own. Stop following behind. But the Bible say, put not your confidence in man. And the Bible also say, study to show yourself approved. You know what I'm saying? So you can't just believe everything a pastor say, or, like, I don't. Even in this truth. I'm not, no. I think for myself. You know what I'm saying? And back to Yahweh ben Yahweh, right? And the whole black Hebrew Israelite thing. You know what I'm saying? If you type in the word black Hebrew Israelites, you Google that, it's gonna come up like, oh, terrorist group, kind of warn you against them. But I'll be thinking like, terrorist group. When did we have weapons of mass destruction? That's what I want to know. Honestly, we ain't got a pot to piss in the window to throw it out of. So how are we terrorist groups? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, again, the some of the brothers have, you know, made us look bad because of the hate that they have in their heart. But the Bible did say he will make us jealous, and he also will purge out the rebels. So if you a brother and you out there on the corner and you got this hate for Europeans or whatever, and you send all this nasty stuff to them, you need to repent from that, man. You know what I mean? Let the Most High, the Most High said that He would make us jealous. Let me read these verses, right? Where is it at? So I'm gonna read these verses right here. And also, He gonna purge out the rebels too. So if you out here acting funky and all that stuff, man, know that y'all coming for you too. And I will purge out from among you the rebels and them that transgress against me. I will bring them forth out of the country where they sojourn, and they shall not enter into the land of Israel. And ye shall know that I am Yahweh. Ezekiel 20:38. They have moved me to jealousy with that which is not Yah. They have provoked me to anger with their vanities, and I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people. I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation. Deuteronomy 32:21. I say then, have they submitted? I'm sorry. I say then, have they stumbled that they should not fall? Yah forbid. But rather through their fall, salvation is come unto the Gentiles for to provoke them to jealousy. Romans 11:11. But I say, did not Israel know? First Moses said, I will provoke you to jealousy by them that are no people, and by a foolish nation I will anger you. Romans 10:19. So if you're a Christian and you're watching this and you see people out there, you see the Israelites out there and they saying all these, spewing all this hateful stuff to certain people, just know that they are fulfilling Bible prophecy. You know what I'm saying? By making them jealous. You know what I mean? Like, you can go back and look those up for yourself. Like, the Most High said, okay, well, since y'all want to go away and do serve these other gods, I'm gonna make y'all jealous by letting the Gentiles come in, and they'll go to the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we made the Most High jealous by going after these pagan gods and all that stuff. Now he making us jealous by letting the Gentiles come, get grafted in, sojourners with us. You know what I'm saying? So know that they are actually uh, fulfilling Bible prophecy, when they do that. But just know that. But are you supposed to be hateful and all that stuff? No, And like me, my mom, and my friend was talking earlier today. When I first came into the truth, I felt some type of way. I really did. I felt some type of way because it's like, bro, like, you mean I've been lied to about when I say we've been lied to about, y'all need to understand. We've been lied to about everything. Everything. And when I sat back and was like, man, I've been deceived this whole time. This whole time I've been deceived. It make you, it can get you upset. It can get you angry, and all of that, right? But on the flip side of that, you got to understand why. If our forefathers and us would have never walked away from the Most High Yah, the covenant, and all that stuff, we would never be in the situation that we are in as a people, because the reason why we're in such bad shape as a people. Yes, we have so-called black millionaires and so-called black people successful and all that stuff. Yeah, we have that, right? But I'm talking collectively as a whole. Our people is a just like Deuteronomy in 28 it says, you will be an astonishment. Our people, man, I drive for a living, man, and I see all kinds of people. You know, a lot of our people on drugs, drugged out, mentally gone, pants sagging down to their ankles, damn near. Our women, we, like, as a whole, we live in ghettos and slums and projects, and we fill up the jailhouses, and you know what I'm saying? Like, you go to a bus stop in the hood, you see older people sitting there with they oldies and just looking a hot mess. Like, why is our people like that? Like, do you not sit back and think about, like, why is it like that for us? It's the curses that's on our backs, man. Like, that's how the Bible says you will know us, who the people are, by the curses. And we fit those curses to a T. The Bible literally is our history book. It's our history book. It's a spiritual book. It's a prophetic book. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can tie the history with the Bible, like, but they don't want you to see it like that because they want you to believe that these people, you know what I'm saying, that's over there in the Rev 929 people is the people. They want the whole world to believe that, and the whole world, for the most part, do believe that. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't want us, chosen people. Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? They don't even look at us as fully human. You know what I mean? That's why I'm just like, don't understand this whole hype about this voting thing. Like, people for Kamala, they for Trump, and and Trump is rallying in these sundown towns. Like, why aren't our people talking about that? But I'm with Trump. Trump, he gonna do this and he gonna do that, but they the same, two different wings on the same bird, right? The bird is going, the wings is on the bird, right? The bird is flying in the air. one wing on this side, one wing on that side. It's flying in the air, whatever. But guess what? Wherever that bird goes, both the wings is going. So they both got satanic agenda. Like, we are captives in this land. This is not even our land. So why do people care about what Kamala doing, what Trump do? Who cares? You know what I'm saying? Like, people need to learn how to watch the news based off of biblical prophecy. That's how I watch the news. I don't sit there and get all sucked up into it. Like, I watch the news based off of biblical prophecy, and that's how people need to know how to watch the news. You know what I'm saying? Because the news, all they do is lying to you all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've been programmed to accept lies and believe lies, and then when we hear the truth, it's like, bro, like, oh, something's wrong with you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the subtle cult, and honestly, religion is a subtle cult, because within religion, what they got, all these different denominations in Christianity. You got Baptist, you got Pentecostal, you got what else you got? Catholic, you got Seventh Day Adventist. You got all these different denominations, right? You know, and it's like it's like to separate people. You know what I'm saying? It's still the subtleness of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, people get uptight about the name Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you tell a Christian person, like, his name is not Jesus, it never was Jesus, because they didn't have no J back then, they didn't have no E. You know what I'm saying? And then if you go as far as to say, like, oh, the first slave ship was named Jesus. You know what I'm saying? You go as far as to say that, and people will be like, oh, well, you know what? I was on my deathbed, and I called him. Now, somebody told me this. I was on my deathbed, and I called him the name of Jesus, and he saved me, and blah, blah, blah. And trust me, when I was a Christian, and I was in situations to where I was possibly was going to be 6 feet under, I called on the name of Jesus. I did it many a times. And did I get out of situations? Yes, I did. But the thing is, when you know better, when you want to do better, like, when you know the truth, when you want to at least research it for yourself, like, instead of trying to shun somebody and make them feel bad for knowing the truth, wouldn't you want to just check it out for yourself? Like, we're really living in perilous times, man. Like, my mom and my dad, they was out one day, and they had their fringes on and stuff like that, and they shared this with me the other day. They was out and about, and it was a European man. uh I guess he was professing to be Jew or whatever, but he called him, they said he called him Jesus, he didn't call him Yahweh Shai, but he's aware of everything, like, and he was talking to my mom and dad, and, like, recognized them as the chosen people, you know what I'm saying? Like, so they had a good conversation. So it's people out here that know, it's like, but our people is so tattered by Stockholm syndrome, man. Like, it's so sad that we are so sympathizing of our captors, of the people that done us so cold. We sympathize with them. If Master's house is on fire, we run to try to fill up buckets of water to throw the water on their house. You know what I'm saying? Like, now that we in the part of the judgment of the nation, man, let this mug burn down. Let it burn. I was watching this video yesterday. This one pastor. His name is the name of the video was called "Master's House is Burning Down," or something like that. And it was just like, basically, he was just like, man, we got a lot of house Negroes, right? That if they see Master in trouble, they want to go rescue them and all that stuff. While the field, you know what? It's like, man, shoot, let them do what they do. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just on that point to where I'm just like, let this mug burn down. You know what I'm saying? Because this nation is built off of the backs of slaves, innocent blood. You don't think that the Most High is going to judge the nations for that? And the Bible said that He will. The Bible said that Babylon will fall. You know what I'm saying? So to pray for this great country. Pray for this government. I ain't praying for no government. I'm not praying for this great country. I'm not praying. No. I'm praying for my loved ones, for my family, for the people that's in the truth. I pray for them. And the Most High didn't even, when Yahushua was here, he didn't pray for the world. He prayed for his chosen. You know what I'm saying? So why they've taught us to sympathize with them, like the colonizers. They do all this stuff to us. Did all this stuff to us. They had a slave ship named Jesus that took us all up to the four corners of the earth, right? Took us all over the world. Then we, once we, started going to, they allowed us to go to church. They monitored what we was talking about in church. Turn the other cheek. What was the turn of the? It was three things. Turn the other cheek. One day it's gonna get better, and I can't think of the other one. But that's what the slave masters only wanted us to focus on. You know what I'm saying? And so over time, as generations go after generation, then that's kind of basically what we stuck on. And then they decided, okay, we're gonna make the seminary school, and we're gonna teach you what to say. So this whole thing as separation of church and state, that doesn't even exist. Because why? Because people in the church is telling you who to vote for. You know what I'm saying? They pressuring you or telling you to vote. You know what I'm saying? I didn't heard a pastor say, like, if you don't vote, it's not wise. Basically, it's foolish of you not to vote and blah, 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 blah. I didn't heard it all. People on the pulpit. I heard people say, "Oh, pray for this great country." Not to say that this country ain't gonna have its faults, but the foundation of this country is built on faultiness. They built this foundation on sand, not rock. So of course this is gonna crumble down, and let it crumble. Yeah, I mean, some people may get hurt. You may lose some loved ones. It's unfortunate, but the Bible say it's going to happen. You know what I mean? And if you are in the truth, is I hope you guys know, one day we're gonna have to flee up out of here into the mountains, man. Living not so great lives probably in the mountains, because we're not gonna be in the comfort of the house. We take a shower every day and go up in the kitchen and cook something, or go grocery shopping, because the mark of the beast is coming. The mark of the beast is coming. Elon Musk, man, y'all need to understand. Elon Musk is doing so much right now, trying to fast track this system in place. I don't know if you guys ever seen, it was a guy on, I think he was on TikTok or whatever, and how he's working for Elon Musk, and they work in 12-hour shifts, 7 days a week. I don't know if anyone's seen that. And he said they have drones monitor them, making sure they're doing what they're supposed to do. He really trying to get this system in place. You know what I'm saying? He's building satellites to be able to track people once they get the chip. And it's bro, we are in those times, man. Time is running out, and it's running out fast, and people need to know the truth. Know that who's really in the cult? Who's really in the cult? Huh? Because I know for sure. Hey, let me tell you, since people want to say I'm in the cult, let me tell you this. Since I've been in the so-called cult, if you will, I've awakened from lies. All the whatever the government say, I don't believe nothing they say. Whatever the news say, nothing they say. You know what I'm saying? I've learned how to read the Bible correctly by using precepts. Right? For a precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little. Isaiah 28:10. Through thy precepts I get understanding, therefore I hate every false way. Psalms 110:104. So, and if you got another version of the Bible, it ain't gonna say precepts. It's gonna say some way out stuff. My mom always taught me no, stick to the KJV. And I even tried to, for a minute, I was using another version ESV for a long time. Because I'm what, this is more easier to read and all of that. So I was taking the easy way out. You know what I'm saying? Wait, oh, Shalom, my mom says about me. Girl, like it's sad because it's like, bruh, like you really think that I'm in a cult, but actually the whole world is in a cult because y'all mind controlled. Y'all like robots. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole world walking around like robots, and religion is a part of the world, whether people want to believe it or not. You know, you're a part of the world because the whole world celebrates Christmas. They may not celebrate it because they may not celebrate it, but the way Christians do it by the baby Jesus in the manger. And my mom said one thing that was funny. Why every time it's Christmas, it's always baby Jesus? You know what I'm saying? Like I never thought about it like that, but it's always him as a baby. You know what I mean? Like he never got older, huh? He never got older. I digress. But the whole world celebrates Christmas, right? The whole world celebrates Thanksgiving. The whole world celebrates Easter. It doesn't matter if they celebrate it with the Easter bunny or if they celebrate it thinking that Jesus died 1.5 days later, because that's Easter for you. You know what I'm saying? And if I had my pictures to show you the Catholics how they celebrate Easter in they little KKK suits. You know what I'm saying? But the whole world celebrates these holidays that these Christians is trying to Christianize these pagan holidays. You know what I'm saying? How is that being set apart? That's not being set apart. Like the whole world don't celebrate the biblical feasts. They ain't celebrating the tabernacles. They're not celebrating the Pentecost. They're not celebrating what's the atonement, and you know what I'm saying? Like they're not celebrating the trumpets and all that. They're not celebrating that. You know what I'm saying? The Bible says that we are to be set apart people, you know? And Christianity is still a part of the world. Like Christianity is a part of the strong delusion. You know what I'm saying? The foundation of Christianity is killing. It's killing. You look at the history of Christianity and people say, oh, well, they said in Acts chapter, forgot the chapter, but in Acts, they said we was called Christians. The Greeks called us Christians. We was never called Christians. We was people of the way. People, right? It's not set apart at all. You absolutely right. Christmas, celebrating Christmas and Easter and Thanksgiving and all that stuff is not set apart. It's not set apart because the whole world do it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just Christianize it to make it seem like it's okay. Oh, I'm thankful for, this is the time to be thankful for what you have. Thanksgiving. But do you know the real history of why they had a feast for Thanksgiving? They was celebrating the massacre of the Native Americans. That's what the feast is about. But then, they change history. They do all kind of stuff to make it seem like, oh, that's. But no, you know what I'm saying? Like, people need to know the foundation of stuff. The foundation of Christianity. Constantine was doing his dirty work. You know what I'm saying? And my book I've been reading, From Babylon to Timbuktu, it talks about all of that. Like, Christianity, how it started and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, Christianity is built off of bloodshed. The Inquisition and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Slavery, all that. The lynchings, they'll have service. They will have church service, and after church service, they'll go out and lynch somebody. That's Christianity, man. Like, the Ku Klux Klans are Christians. Like, Christianity ain't it, man. It's not it. Like, you have to return to the covenant, man. Return to the covenant, because that's all I did. I returned to the covenant. I asked the Most High to forgive me, forgive my forefathers, for walking away and doing my own thing. I asked y'all to forgive me, and I'll just return to the covenant, and I take the covenant seriously, man. I walk around, I got my fringes on. You know what I'm saying? That's set apart. Like, is the whole world wearing fringes? No. Like, the Bible says first to be set apart. Christianity ain't set apart people. because so much stuff. It's so much stuff that goes on in these churches that is not of the Most High, you know. And it's funny because I was already feeling like, man, it's a spirit behind Christianity, and it's not of. At the time, I was calling him God. It's not of God. I would say that, but I never could put my finger on it. You know what I'm saying? But again, like I said, my awakening was gradual. You know, because again, I'm glad that my mom had the foundation for me to have my own mind. She always laid that in me when I was a kid. Always told me, man, you don't let people think for you. You be a leader. Sure, sure. Be a leader. Uh, uh, be a leader. Um, and don't follow behind people. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, did I have a part? Did I have a phase where I did follow people? Yeah, I did. You know, when you going to school, when you in high school and all that stuff, you trying to find yourself and all that stuff. And again, you know, I was traumatized. You know, growing up and all that, I had trauma on me, trauma. Uh, that I was dealing with that I wasn't even aware that it was trauma. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to find myself. I'm trying to fit in because I don't fit in because I always been different from everyone else. You know what I mean? I was always raised in church, so all I knew and all my household, I have to admit, I missed the decoration, the aesthetic behind it. But once I came into the truth, it all went to the dumpster. December 26th, 2022, I had every decoration for every holiday out for trash pickup. Yeah, I mean, you know what? For me, I'm trying to think. I never was like really tied into these holidays like that. I mean, even though yeah, I did celebrate it and stuff like that. I love to go eat the Thanksgiving food and Christmas dinners and all that. I like to get the when I was a kid. I liked it, and that's but as I got older, I never was really attached to stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like when I came on my own, I wasn't decorating my house. But I think shortly after I became a Christian at the time, it was 2009, New Year's Day. I gave my life. I gave my life. I changed my life around. You know what I'm saying? And one time, my son he was small. He was about 3 or 4 years, 2 or 3 years old. I had bought him a gang of Christmas presents and wrapped them all up and did all that. You know what I'm saying? But as time went along, I never was like into the decorations and all that, trying to decorate my house, having a. I never was. I never was. I've always been frugal. So buying a Christmas tree to me was a waste of money. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't doing none of that. You know what I mean? But yeah, so over time, I think it was like shortly after I had become a Christian, I found out that those holidays was pagan, and I had stopped doing the holidays because I found out it was pagan. But I was ashamed to say stuff because of how Christians react. They, in other words, like Christianity, they shun you too. They do it in a different form. You know what I'm saying? They'll make you feel bad because you ain't celebrating Christmas and all this stuff, and they would, I've heard them say some like nasty stuff. So as a result of that, I just kind of like kept it to myself and never really like expressed that I didn't celebrate it no more because I found out it was pagan. You know what I'm saying? So, but Christianity, they make you feel some type of way too. You know what I'm saying? When you say, "Oh, I don't do that anymore," But now I don't care. People don't even wish me happy Christmas, Merry. I say I don't celebrate that crap. You ain't even gotta you ain't even gotta tell me Happy Mother's Day and all. I'm not doing none of that. Nah, 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 nah. I honor my mom every day. Even my deadbeat dad. You know what I'm saying? Like I still have to honor him. He's my dad. You know what I mean? So whenever I haven't talked to him in years though. You know, and quick little story time. I had I hadn't talked to him for like a long time, like years, right? And one day he had inboxed me on Facebook. So I had Facebook years ago, and then I had deactivated my account because I had terrible, terrible, terrible self esteem. I didn't have no self esteem. It was like below the gutter self esteem, right? So it was that time when I had Facebook and all that stuff, whatever. So he had DM me. He had DM me one day, and I went off on him. I just kind of like let him have it, right? And it was like I've never been like a disrespectful person, but I didn't say some nice things. You know what I'm saying? And I miss you too. I'll be out there soon. Shalene, I miss you. I miss y'all. I miss everybody. But anyway, yeah. So, and instantly, when I tell you the Ruach Hakodesh convicted me so bad, right? So I had to circle back and apologize to him. Has he been in my life? No. Have I ever had a relationship with him? No. Do he is he there for me when I need him? No. You know what I'm saying? So I felt I was justified in my response to him. You know what I mean? But the Holy Spirit convicted me, and I apologize. Yes, been through that one Easter weekend. I let to celebrate Passover with the brethren, and they were saying I went to sacrifice animals. I'm in the laughing, bruh. Like we ain't sacrificing no animal. We understand that Yahweh Shai was the ultimate sacrifice. Like what people be, and that's what I'm saying. People throw those words around. Cult, you're a cult, you're legalist. They throw those words around. They don't even know what it means properly. And then again, like I said, I think it makes them sleep better at night because they don't want to make the because in this awakening, in this truth, you have to make changes. Christianity has, like I said, made people lazy, right? Because all you gotta do is have faith, and one day you're gonna be raptured away. That's so you literally have to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, read the Bible. They tell you to read the Bible and all that stuff, but don't take it so literal. Don't take it so literal. The Old Testament has been done away with. We on the New Testament part. Just focus on that. You know what I'm saying? Like Christianity is a great disservice to people. A great disservice to people, and people don't even realize that who's really in the cult. Hmm? Who's really in the cult? Because for me, I have my own. Ain't nobody gonna mind control me because I have my own mind. So ain't no way in the world. People that know me for real know, like, yeah, Antonia, she ain't. No, no. I just been awakened to the truth, and I changed my life because of the truth. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that the commandments are still relevant today. I still have to abide by the commandments. And it's all through the New Testament how if you love me, keep my commandments. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is the commandments? Go to Exodus 20 and read Exodus 20, you know? And it's like, they want to, it's like, y'all can shun me. Y'all can say whatever y'all want to say. Call me legalistic because I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm wearing my fringes. As a matter of fact, I got I want to show y'all my shirt. You know, we need husbands. We gonna need duct tape for us to submit. Well, actually, Shalene, let me tell you something. Okay, so I was married before. I was married for 10 years. Married for 10 years to my son's father. And let me tell you what. I was the man in that relationship, right? I made, the word said, one or two per family, so I look around and I'm grateful to be taught by them because when that time come, they will realize I've been doing this for them, right? Facts, because the whole world gonna know one day who the people of the book are. They gonna know one day whether it's too late or not. The whole world is gonna know. But anyway, back to my little story. So I was married to my son's father, right? I was the man. I was the dominant person in the relationship. I made all the decisions. I called all the shots. I made the most money. I did all of that. All of that, I did that. You know what I'm saying? And as a result of me doing that, I didn't have respect for my husband at the time. You know what I'm saying? When I talk to him, like when we get into an argument, I would make him, I would make him feel. Y'all probably can't even see this, but I'm about to pick this up. Can I see that? This is not funny, but you see that little thing on my finger? I made him feel like that, the way I would talk to him. And why did I do that? Because I didn't have a good example of how a wife was to be. First of all, I wasn't healed from trauma. That's number one. Wasn't healed from trauma, nothing like that. I didn't have a father figure growing up. I mean, I had my stepdad at the time. My mom was married to my stepdad at the time, and he was there. You know what I mean? But I'm talking about like from a childhood growing up, I didn't have a father and nothing like that. So I didn't have a good example of what a wife was to be and how she was to conduct herself and all that stuff. So I've seen my mom in dominant, because when you a single parent, you have to take up both roles. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. We didn't know roles at the time, so we had to take up both roles because what I'm saying, you gotta come home, you gotta be disciplinarian. Everything is on your shoulders. You know what I'm saying? And it it causes for you to become masculine. You know what I'm saying? Like in some instances, like we take on masculine roles as a single parent. You know what I mean? And that's what I did. And so when I got married to my son's father, like, yeah, I didn't. First of all, we should have never got together. That's number one. We was two broken people that got together and made a complete hot mess. You know what I'm saying? So I learned a lot within that marriage. You know what I'm saying? Because deep down inside, I really wanted this to work after a while. Because he seen when I had he remember how I used to be versus when I had gave my life over to Christ. Even though I was in Christianity, I had changed a lot, but still had a whole lot that needed to be worked on. You know what I'm saying? So um, through that marriage, I've learned how to be a wife, how to be submissive. And I remember telling myself, like, I never ever in my life want to, yeah, uh uh y'all is humbling us now. For sure, for sure. And after, going through that, I told myself, I said, I never in my life, this is before I was even awakened to the truth. I never in my life want to be the man in the relationship ever again. I want to rest in my feminine. I want my husband to lead. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you have to be a leader. Just like, what I'm saying? So many people get together, right? They marry each other and they don't know who the person is for sure. And they just, like some men marry women. They're not marrying wives. You know what I'm saying? Like, and some women is marrying, he's just a man, but he's not a leader. You know what I mean? So now I'm intentional with who I want to be with now. You got to be in that leadership role already. You got to be a man after y'all's own heart. You know what I mean? So for me, I believe that I ain't going to say I believe, I know that submission is going to come easy for me. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't trying to just get with anybody and all of that. No, absolutely not. You got to be a man of Yah. You got to be strong in the word. You got to have a mind of your own and so forth. I'm not going to say too much of the man that I'm looking for because the Most High know that's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? I ain't about to be, but at the end of the day, he has to be a man after y'all's own heart, and he has to be a strong leader. Other than that, I'm not going to even waste my time or your time. A leader, come, Bernadette, say it louder for a leader, not a dictator. And that's the thing because people think like, oh, submission is, people take the word submission and they think, women think it's so bad and men think it's so good, the ones that's toxic, because they take it like, oh, I can tell her what to do and walk all over her and she can't say nothing and she just gotta cook and clean and, you know what I'm saying? No, we talking about a mutual respect for each other, because the husband has to submit to his wife too. It's a different form of submission, but we got to submit each other. You know what I mean? And so yeah, the properly, not a dictator. You're right, not a dictator. I ain't, I won't do well with that. You ain't about to just mistreat me any kind of way. That ain't happening. That's out. You know what I mean? Like I've been in situations to where I was mistreated. You know what I'm saying? Picking the wrong type of men and whew, that's another story for another day. Even though I did do a live talking about the men that I chose and the men that I dealt with, but it was based off of my low self esteem, my trauma, and all that stuff. Like when you're broken and all that, you're gonna choose people that's not good for you. They don't understand that men were commanded to love us so they can't mistreat us and be righteous. Yeah, the Bible tells the men, love your wife like Christ loved the church. You know what I'm saying? Like, and Christ love us. You know, like I want that. I want that kind of love from my husband. You know what I'm saying? So he gonna understand that. Hey, I'm not gonna. I can't mistreat my wife. I can't talk to her any kind of way, and I have to respect her. And you know what I mean? So yeah. So I. It's not to say that if I don't agree with something, I'm not gonna speak up. I will. You know what I mean? But like I said, I've learned through the years, through my marriage, and through the Most High teaching me and how, yep, they don't understand that men, yep, they don't understand that men were commanded. Okay, yes, we weren't commanded to love them, but to be gentle and help them. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So I've learned to lean into my who I was truly created to be. You know what I'm saying? Because for a long time, I didn't know who I was as an individual because of my brokenness. You know what I'm saying? But now that I am and I'm free and I can see things clearly, man, it's like my vision is like 1 million times magnified. You know what I'm saying? When I be driving and when I be out and about and looking at stuff, I just be like, wow, like dang, I really was blinded. Like I just it's amazing. Like the other day, I was just telling my friend the other day. I was on the bus. I mean, I was on the bus. I couldn't even contain myself. I had to lift up my hands and just praise the Most High for awakening me to the truth. It's like I just couldn't, cause ain't no rock gonna cry out for me. I want to cry out to the Most High for myself. You know what I'm saying? So I had to raise my hands and thank the Most High for his mercy, his grace, his love, his protection, all of that. You know what I'm saying? Because I could have been the person that still sleep. Like still involved in the cult of society, in the cult of religion. Because all of it is a cult. You know what I'm saying? But y'all want to quick and say that, hey, we in the cult and we don't know. You know what I mean? Like they the one that look. Let me see. I'm trying to make sure I look at our people as a whole. They don't want to see. And you know what? Another thing I want to say something because I want to make sure I mention this part. Um, I think I'll talk about it a little bit, but really look at our people as a whole, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Really study Deuteronomy 28. Look at our people as a whole. Why is it like that? It's the reason why it's like that. It's biblical. You know what I mean? And people get mad. It's like, why, when a person that look like me talk about what's been done to my people, I'm the problem, or I'm racist. Why is why? Why is it? I'm saying what was done to my people, my ancestors, and what's still being done today, but I'm problematic because I'm speaking on it. I need to just be quiet. But every month we want to talk about whew, what Hitler did, right? They want to talk about what Hitler did to them. Never forget when 9/11 happened. Never forget, right? But when we talk about the trauma that happened to us, and it's still continuing to happen to our people, get over it. Get over it. Shut your mouth. Get over it. You know. But know that the reason, because they want us to forget, so y'all will forget. But it's not gonna work. Oh, y'all ain't gonna forget, because first of all, the fact that his children is going back to the covenant, the fact that the people are repenting and going back to the covenant, and he's going to judge this nation, is biblical. Is the reason why all this stuff is happening in this world. People don't want to connect the two, because we're nothing people to the world. Oh, they don't matter. They're nobodies. You know what I'm saying? And what boggles me too, another thing I want to mention about voting. At one time, because I think my dad was saying like, oh, it's not in there no more, that they took it out, whatever, whatever. Okay, whatever, right? They, but that's why they're moving that way. Yeah, yeah, you're right. But listen, why, why? And I think about it now, like, why would I want to vote when the Constitution at one time said that I'm a 3/5 human? They said my mom was 3/5 human. My great grandmother 3/5 human, my brother, my son, 3/5 human. At one time, they still think that way now, because you see how they'll kill us in a heartbeat. You know what I'm saying? They'll kill a so-called black person, but they'll tranquilize a lion, a bear. They'll tranquilize an animal that that's going to do you in. They'll tranquilize that animal, but they'll kill an unarmed black person. Black person. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are to them, we are less than animals. We are less than animals. But the hypocrisy in that. I'm not gonna even go there. That's a rabbit hole. I am not even trying to get. I'm not even trying to go into that. But it's this nation is being judged for what they did, because they furthered the affliction. We gonna read Zechariah. I think it's 1:15. I wasn't gonna even read this, but yeah, Zechariah 1:15. It says, "And I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at a wait. Let me read that over. And I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease. For I was but a little displeased, and they helped forward the affliction." They did way more than what they were supposed to be doing. Yeah, we were supposed to be, slaves and all that stuff, but all these lynchings, the burning our towns down, the Black Wall Street, alligator bait, all that stuff, raping our children. I mean, raping our the women, even the men, freaking tying the men to two different animals and having the animals, bro. Like, even you, yeah, both sides are wicked, so I'm good with the voting. I voted for my king already, Yahweh Shai, and he's not coming back with flowers and candies or to play spades, but he's coming back with a sword. Listen, the lynchings were so we and our lands would be cursed. Exactly, because the Bible says it about lynchings. The land is cursed. If a person hang from a tree, the land is cursed. You know? But all this stuff that was done to our people, please know that it's biblical. If you are watching this and you're stuck in Christianity, you stuck in the matrix of Christianity, the cult of Christianity, because we gonna really call who's really in a cult. Because I for sure ain't no cult, because anybody just telling me any and everything and mind controlling me. Only thing that's mind controlling me is Yahweh Shai in this word, the good book. I want to be mind controlled by that. I'm not about to be mind controlled by no man. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, absolutely not. But if you tie all that together, the stuff that happened to our people is because of us, our disobedience, our walking away from the covenant, us not keeping our end of the deal with the Most High Yah. We have to go back to the covenant, man. People, it's time for people to go back to the covenant, and it's a blessing to see that so many people are waking up. Though, at the same time, on the flip side of that, people are waking up, and it's amazing to see. It's amazing to be in a time such as this. Like, every generation of our people have experienced something, right? And I was just telling my mom this because it just came to my mind. I'm just thinking, like, you know what? There's a generation of people that fled from Jerusalem in 70 AD, right? That generation of people. Then there was a generation of our people that was kidnapped from West Africa. Once we ran out of Jerusalem, the ones that was able to escape out of Jerusalem when 70 AD happened and ran into West Africa, we established kingdoms up in West Africa, like I showed in my map. Let me see if I can get my map again. Oh, it's over there. Never mind. Forget it. But so it was the people that went through that time. Then we got kidnapped from West Africa and brought and took it to the four corners of the earth. So it was people. It was a generation of our people that was in the transatlantic slave trade, that was in that endured that hardship, right? Then it was a generation of people that were you bought. Yeah, let me. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you right now. Hold on. Let me show you. I had a bigger one, but it don't. It didn't. It don't say. Dang, I got the glare of the. I don't know if you can see that. So I had to buy. I had to buy this 1774 map. Where is it at? You see the slave coast? Let me see. Hold on. Slave coast, right? That's where we ran into. You know what I'm saying? And next to it, because you can see it say at the top of it, it says okay, slave coast, and then at the top of it you see Kingdom of Judah, and then next to that is yeah. So let me see. I don't know you the map, but by heart. But I would love to put it on my wall. Yeah, I got. I had to buy it once I was doing my research and all that stuff and looking at the map. Oh yeah, look at my shirt. We were still. I don't know if you can see. Oh, my hair. We were still slaving on July 4th, 1776, and you see our people in the cotton field, and our people are just so stuck on stupid that we want to wear these American flag outfits and all that, man. Sure. I remember one time my mom told me. I remember in school, my mom told me, "Don't you don't." She told me and my brother, when they do that pledge of allegiance, you sit down. You don't sit up and do that crap. And I never, never in my life stood up and said no a pledge of allegiance to no stupid flag. Absolutely not. But anyway, like I was saying, so the generations of people that we so yeah, so it was a generation of people that was on the slave ship, right? We wasn't us today wasn't a part of that generation, right? Then when they landed in wherever they landed at, so let's say for us North America, we landed here. It was a generation of people that was actually slaves, picking cotton, going through all the, you know what I'm saying, going through all the yeah, going through that time. You know what I'm saying? Living in these slave quarters. And there was a generation of time when they was trying to run away from slavery, right? It's trying to escape slavery and being brought back and all that stuff. Then there's a time in a generation to where they abolished slavery, but we still was being mistreated. It was a Jim Crow era, right? People was around for that time. Then it was a time in history to where they fought civil rights. The civil rights movements came, right? And they had Dr. King and they had all these people, uh, Malcolm X and everybody else trying to, and then they had the Black Panther Party and all that stuff, and that was really helping our people. And we had Black Wall Street. You know, it was times where people we was trying to do, we was uniting, right? In today's time, okay, we're gonna get there, but that generation where they actually was sticking together, you know. Then generation came where they wanted, civil rights, so we integrated. It was a time where the people was integrating into no more segregation but integration. Now you want to go to these white schools, and no, you want to go to these European schools and all that stuff, right? So that was that time, that generation, right? People went through that. Our people, this is the history of our people I'm talking about, right? So now you integrating with society. So that's a whole nother trauma that our people are experiencing because they don't want us integrating. You know what I'm saying? Because prior to that, it was Jim Crow. Instead of giving us a 40 acres and a mule, they gave us Jim Crow. You have your side, we have our side. You can't come in this establishment, none of that stuff, right? So that was that time. Then as the years go along, now okay, everything seems like it's normalized. People are, people are more accepting of, uh you know, it's nothing for me to go over there and where I'm at in California. If I go over there in West Hollywood, Beverly Hills, whatever, it's nothing for me to go over there. And if I wanted to go sit down and eat, I could sit down and eat. You know what I'm saying? So then there's times that we that's going on, right? But now, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I said about Black Wall Street. Yeah, when that time, yeah, I mentioned that part. So yeah, we was sticking together. We had Black Wall Street. We was doing our dang thing, and what they come and do, destroy everything that we try to do. They destroy. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and then I skipped the whole part. Then, so after the civil rights movement and all that stuff, Black Panther Party was doing all that stuff, helping the society. We sticking together and all that. We had a self of dignity and pride and togetherness. We had. Oh no, they can't be together. They can't be united. So what they do? Drop dope and guns in the hood, right? So now they got us to where now our folks is killing up each other. They strung out on drugs and they killing up each other. This is the generation that we're in right now, where our brothers can't even be in the same room. Like, you can't, our brothers can't even go into another Israelite hood without being pressed about a stupid skin color. Where are you from? Like, they not looking at each other like, man, we this, you my people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was so many thriving free places. Yeah, it was. You know what I'm saying? But they don't want us united. You know what I mean? And so what they wanted, how they wanted to destroy us, they accomplished that. Is what I'm getting to. Because yes, they planted that hate seed in our people because they made us hate ourselves. Well, Bernadette, it started from the Willie Lynch letter. That's how they learned how to divide and conquer us, by the Willie Lynch letter. You know what I'm saying? Because to pit us against each other, right? You know what I mean? Because now it's men, and we see this with our people. The men don't want to date our women, and the women don't want to date our men. It's like a whole gender war. You know what I'm saying? They really put us against each other. There's no togetherness with us at all. You know what I'm saying? The ones that's in the truth, now we coming together. You know what I'm saying? But our community as a whole, whatever the European said, Negro, right? It is right. Yeah, shoot the head of the COINTELPRO, right? They made COINTELPRO to dismantle the Black Panther Party, right? The Black Panther Party was helping the community. They wasn't no terrorist group or nothing like that. They was helping our people. They was feeding the people, right? So, yeah, the biggest threat is the Negro community. Why? Because we are Yah's chosen people. So if we all came together and cried out to the Most High, He said He will hear from heaven. And we turn, whoo, Lord, if we turn from our wicked ways, man, He will hear from heaven. He will heal our land. They don't want that. Yes, yep, girl. They created a welfare system. You know what I'm saying? To not keep the man in the home. That's what it boils down to. They don't want the dad. Right. Second crop. Yeah, girl. Listen. And people and Christian churches use that verse a lot. They use that verse a lot, but they really don't know what it means. They they really don't know what that means, because they they so sucked into the delusion that they can't. If my people, which are called by my name, and you must know His name, it ain't no God, it ain't no Jesus, it ain't no Lord, right? If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and will heal their land. Whew, man. people need to really understand what that verse mean, man. Like, they need to understand this is a covenant. It's not religion. Okay? The whole world made you think like, oh, black Hebrew Israelites is a cult and they're a hate group, and but they don't want to. They don't mention nothing about the KKK and skinheads and all that stuff. Yeah, they still alive to this day. They still doing. They still got sundown towns. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't look down up on them. They're not calling them terrorist groups and all that, because that's the real terrorists. You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, they don't know what nothing mean because they have a they don't know what nothing mean because they have a Shekinah glory spirit, which the fake girl, say it louder for the people in the back, man. Like, we let the colonizers teach us our book. You know what I'm saying? They didn't brainwash us to believe that, um, to call him Jesus, first of all, which was a slave ship. The fact that I was calling him Jesus, which was a slave ship and named after Caesar. Wow. Wow. That's crazy. You know, and just because they say something about a European person, and stuff they be saying be like, bruh, like, y'all do too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, but again, it's prophesied in the Bible that he invited other nations because, to make us jealous. So know what they're doing is prophetic. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's prophetic. But anyway, um, learn to watch the news based off of biblical prophecy. The world see it as headlines. We see it as distractions. That's all it is. They think about why they making all these $1 million bunkers, and because they know their time is running. Man, judgment is on the nation now. As a matter of fact, you know what I'm saying? Because 2019 was the end of the 400 years, right? So this nation is going to fall. Like, and I really be on here, Bernadette, and whoever else is watching. I'll be on here just to share my story, man. Like, because I too was a professing Christian. They are marching on behalf of a lot of tragedies, and they will discredit them so people could find. Oh yeah, of course, that's what they do. Anything that we do that's quote unquote positive, they want to destroy that and make us look bad, and you know what I'm saying. But they want to promote all the ratchetness in the world. They want to promote all the ratchetness that we do. Oh yeah, Sears is coming next year. What that mean? Sears is coming. Are you talking about like profits, or when you say Sears, are you talking about profits? Like people that can see like what's happening? But girl, like it's really sad though that our people are blinded by these lies and deceptions. But I'll be on here just try to plant the seeds, man. Plant the seeds for the ones that don't know, that watch me in silence or whatever, and just like, I don't know. I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence about all of this stuff. I don't know. Um, I don't know. You know what I mean? Ask the Most High. It's another pandemic that is going to tear up the United States and the world, mostly targeting kids. Oh, okay, 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 okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Girl, that's why they got all these distractions going on, just so people won't. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like they want the world. One thing I noticed about how this government and how the media work and all that stuff, they want they like to see people in panic mode. And then, they like to see that. They don't want people to be prepared. Even though they tell you, oh, prepare for this and prepare for that, for disaster, you never know when it's going to strike. But they steadily putting out all these distractions to keep you from even trying to do that. You know? Like I just pay attention to stuff as simply as when I be driving. It's billboards everywhere. It's billboards everywhere. It's always, when you even out on the road, you don't have time. They literally don't give you time to think for yourself in this world. The mind control is so heavy in this world. It's ridiculous. They literally don't give you time to think, right? You have a radio in your car. Most people want to play music, and nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be playing music and like that. I'm not saying that, but I'm just talking about just distractions, right? If once you in the truth, like, dang, I pay. When you drive in your car, you got billboards everywhere. Now they got, if you pull up to a bus stop, they got like basically it's like a TV in the bus stop kind of thing where it's advertising stuff and it's moving and all that stuff. So you looking at that. You know what I'm saying? You steady driving, you seeing all these billboards, you're seeing people with signs and all that stuff. You go pump your gas. The gas thing, they got a little TV at the gas thing talking to you. Everywhere you go, they purposely distract you. They purposely don't want you to think for yourself. They purposely don't want you to really see what's going on. They have one show coming out after another, one movie coming out after another, one this, one that, all the time. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, you're being watched, whether you're in your car, where your phone listening to you. We all know that. Something I'll be saying, or sometimes it'd be weird. Sometimes I could even be thinking stuff, and the ad, it's weird. I'm not saying that the phone can read my mind. I'm not saying that, but we all know when we talk, whatever we talk about, the ad gonna pop up in the phone. So they listening. And it's been some time where I've been thinking about stuff, and the ad that I was thinking about just pop up, and I just be like, man, this is weird. Like, in your car, they listening to you. They listen to you everywhere. You don't have even the TVs in your house. They listening to you too. When they had that remember when they got rid of the antennas, and you had to get that what was that thing? What was that box called? You had to you couldn't watch TV without it. I can't think of that thing. But that's how they started listening to you inside your house with using that thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, they come out with all these little gadgets for you to use, and people's like, oh man, this is cool. Like the driving car, the driverless car, for example. I'm about to get off pretty soon. But the driverless car, when I first seen it, I was like, oh, this is cool. I wanna ride it. But as time go along, all this technology is like, bruh, like, I'm not excited. Because I just know what they're prepping us for. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I'm not excited about it. I don't be like, oh my God, that's cool. None of that. Like, because I think about back in Enoch days, how the fallen angels was teaching the people how to do stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I just kind of related back to that. Because the Bible say, like in Noah, that's how it's going to be in the last days. It's going to be like in Noah's days. You know what I'm saying? And I look at all these technology now, and I just be like, bro, like, I'm not moved by it. I'm not shocked by it. I'm not excited by it. I just know what's coming, what's headed our way, And it's going to be a terrifying time. Yes, it is. But let the sucker burn. Let Master's house burn down. I'm not about to get no water, hose the house. Let it burn. I'm going to stand there and just look at it burn. Because this foundation is faulty. Come up out of the cult that you guys are in. Because guess what? I'm not in no cult. I'm not legalistic because I follow the Bible the way the Bible say to follow it. You know what I'm saying? People just don't want to make no changes. You know what I'm saying? Yes, we are supposed to be wearing fringes. I got fringes on my shirt right now. Let me show you guys. This is I kind of like the other fringes better, but like, I'm wearing fringes. It's like now I don't even want to leave the house. I don't even want to leave the house without wearing fringes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't, because I want to step and rep the Most High. I want people to know, well, and not even in a way to where I want to be seen. But it's like, man, I'm just grateful. Like, I'm grateful because the Most High woke me up. So I walk out here and I'm just proud that he woke me up. But it's not like I'm proud like I'm better than you. Because, like I say, I fall short every day. You know what I'm saying? The Bible said there is none righteous, no, not one. So don't mistake me as being holier than thou. But anyway, I've been on this video longer than I intended to be, and I appreciate y'all support. But um, I just wanted to get on here and talk about legalism and cult, define both of them, and understand, for people to really understand what those words really truly mean, and to really analyze who's really in a cult, who's really mind controlled. Because I'm not mind controlled. I'm the freest I've ever been in my life. I am the freest I've ever been in my entire life. You know, and I'm not looking back. I'm not looking back. Nothing in this world matters to me. If y'all say run for your life today, I will leave everything behind. I can care less about this crap. I can care less about, you know what I'm saying? Like, none of this stuff matters to me because one day it's gonna be destroyed anyway. You know what I'm saying? So the only thing that I don't want to be destroyed is my soul. You know, I don't want to be burning. I don't want to be burning in the lake of fire for all eternity. I want to be, you know what I'm saying, in the kingdom for the rest of my life. So I just want to be on here trying to help people to wake up if you're asleep, or at least if you're kind of like, just to look stuff up and study and really go, look up the foundation of Christianity. Look up the foundation of this nation. How, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we know, yeah, they teach us a little bit of history, but yeah, they don't really teach us the true history. They talk about the same people: Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, Frederick Douglass. But go deeper into that, man, and really study Deuteronomy chapter 28, 16 through 68 is the curses, and those fit a certain group of people. And really, that's the most eye to open your eyes. And he will lead you from out of Christianity, out of whatever cult you in, and you will understand the Bible so much better when you in the truth, when you know, when you understand. Because I've been taught how to read the Bible correctly, you know, and I'm just here to encourage people. You know what I'm saying? People a lot of people know me from in real life, know where, know my story, know where I came from, whatever, and I share it many a times. And I think I should do an updated version of my story. As a matter of fact, I forgot to do this, but let me grab something real quick. So before I get off, let me show you something. And I meant to have this I meant to have this in the beginning to show, but I'm an author, right? This is my book that I wrote. It's a journal about my life. About my life. I wrote it when I was 28 years old. I'm 43 now, but I wrote it when I was 28. I had just gave my life. I was a Christian at the time, and so I do have Jesus and God up in here, but I do plan on, y'all willing, revising this book. You know what I'm saying? And using the proper names. But this is a book of a synopsis of my life. It's a journal. It tells my story in the beginning, but then it's a journal right here, and then whoever you praying for, if you praying for yourself, you put your name right there, and it's the verse and all that stuff. So I want to also promote my book and stuff like that. But anyway, you guys have a blessed day, Sunday. I'm about to clean up and kind of chill out and prepare for the work week, starting, tomorrow, whatever. But remember this. Matthew 22:14 says, "For many are called, few are chosen." You guys be blessed, okay? Bye.